Dear brothers and sisters, my name is Father Regis Scanlon. I have come here today to talk to you about St. Joseph. Hopefully you already know that we are in the midst of a holy year dedicated to St. Joseph, inaugurated by Pope Francis on December 8th, 2020, and it will end this coming December 8th. Now, John Paul II has some beautiful things that he says in his exhortation, his apostolic exhortation, Gaudium of the Redeemer, August 15th, 1989. His very first paragraph, he starts out by saying this beautiful statement. He says, inspired by the gospel, the fathers of the church from the earliest centuries stressed that just as St. Joseph took loving care of Mary and gladly dedicated himself to Jesus Christ's upbringing, he likewise watches over and protects Christ's mystical body, that is the church, of which the Virgin Mary is exemplar and model. So he's protector of the church, St. Joseph. What does that mean? Well, it means he's protector of every Catholic throughout the world, especially families. But also, he's protector of the Blessed Sacrament, the Eucharist, the living Christ on earth. Now, John Paul II also points out this beautiful encyclical, which I hope you read during this beautiful holy year of St. Joseph. He points out that other popes had said some powerful things about St. Joseph. Pius IX, 1870, he declared St. Joseph the patron of the Catholic Church. And he said, the Church, after the Blessed Virgin Mary, his spouse, has always held St. Joseph in great honor and showered him with praise, having recourse to him amid tribulations. Leo XIII lived also in 1889, and his encyclical Quantum Plures, he said, the Church implored the protection of St. Joseph on the basis that the sacred bond of charity which united him to the Immaculate Virgin Mary, Mother of God, that's the basis. It's his relationship with Mary and marriage. And he commended to St. Joseph all the cares, including the dangers which threaten the family. Very important things to realize. The family is, Joseph is the protector of the church, and the domestic church is the family. Remember that. Now, Paul VI, he also points out that there are other reasons why St. Joseph is protector of the church. He's the protector of the church because of his example, his moral example, his example of living evangelical virtues, purity, and also poverty, chastity, obedience, his whole life of dedication to service to Jesus and Mary. That way, as a way of protecting the church, by giving example to fathers so that they'll follow his example. Now, John Paul II says that we have to understand that St. Joseph is the greatest saint after Mary. There's no other saint higher than St. Joseph after the Blessed Virgin Mary. Here's his words. He says, it is certain that the dignity of the Mother of God is so exalted that nothing could be more sublime. Yet because Mary was united to Joseph by the bond of marriage, there can be no doubt that Joseph approached as no other person ever could that eminent dignity whereby the Mother of God towers above all creatures. So, St. Joseph's more powerful than any saint. He's more powerful than John the Baptist, the apostles, even St. Francis of Assisi, even your most favorite saint. And if you want to be a saint, a great saint, remember, the first and second places are already filled with Mary and Joseph. You can only make third. So, Now, St. Joseph is more powerful than any person on earth or in heaven after Mary before Jesus. He's closest to Jesus after Mary. That's why he is the most powerful intercessor. Now the question is, why are we having this Holy Year? We're having this Holy Year, for a reason. And the Holy Year is because we need St. Joseph's protection. Why do we need his protection? Well, today, one could say that we live in more perilous times than the days that those popes have spoken about the need to turn to St. Joseph for protection. We live in more dangerous times than those days. Today, the church, the family, Catholic Christian lives live amid discord and violence. Myriads of evils float about us every day. They threaten our society. Daily we hear news reports. Children undergoing sexual abuse in schools and families through sex education. Then there's the outrage of the billions of abortions. We have to realize that that's taking a human life. That is not just some kind of fetus, as we say. That's a human being in there. Families and homes have become today centers of conflict and violence. Mass murders are taking place in streets, shopping centers, places of employment. The very fabric of our society is coming apart. At times, it even appears that we're on the verge of anarchy. I'm not exaggerating. Watch your TV. Then there is the problem of divisions within the Catholic Church. We're all familiar with the scandals. There are so many doubts among people today. There's a falling away of Catholics. We can't deny this. The Church is even considering whether or not to abandon her 2,000-year-old teaching requirements of receiving Holy Communion by considering possibly giving communion to pro-abortion politicians. Now the Church certainly needs to honestly consult St. Joseph, the guardian of the Eucharist, in deep prayer about this matter before they make a decision. The whole Church must turn to St. Joseph today and beg him to save our Church and human society from falling into the pit of total moral depravity and social collapse. We have few months left of the Holy Year in honor of St. Joseph. Let's make good use of it. We must act before it's too late. God bless you, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being patient and listening to me.